Hello everybody and welcome to a quick run through playthrough review type thing of Bang Bang Racing, which is out on PC, PS3, Xbox. It is a turn it down a bit. Fantastic top-down racer that really gets you going. Now, there's only me here today. We'll do a multiplayer playthrough another time. But let me take you through how the career looks. You've got 4 different stages. The cars get faster as you progress through. Let's do the Endurer stage. This is the first race that you get. As ever, you've got the left and right shoulder buttons to go faster and slower. It's a top-downy racer, very reminiscent of a bit like Micro Machines, but in more of a real-world racing context. There's also a lot more strategy to be played on for the actual racing aspect of it, because you do have to brake for the corners, drive around. X is, if I'm playing at the PS3, you've got X to boost. And you can go into the pits and repair to get your boost recharged again, and repair your car if you get hit by anyone through the various weapons that can be out and about. You can see there was an oil slick there. See, we avoided that. Oh, careful. AI's being much more aggressive than what it was when I was playing this earlier. Which is fab, but that just means that there is such a massive difference between some of the AI and what they're up to. I won my race by such a way last time. And that was only 3rd. Oh well. Never mind, you'll see that I've got the top trophy last time anyway, but there we go. End the race on that one. You can see I've got a 1st and a 3rd there at the moment. Let's go for time trial around Palm Coast. Time trial. Pretty self-explanatory. You've got gold, silver and bronze, very similar to what you normally get, but you get 5 laps in which to do it. Big old long straight. I put out my boost maybe a bit too early. Beat the gold! Good. Another go, and then I shall finish. With the lower class, the difference with the lower class is that actually this is the one that turns the easiest and is the slowest. So there's less times that you have to brake for corners. That's the best. Still well got the gold. Higher up the class you get, as with most racing games, it just gets harder and harder because the things are faster. You can see I've unlocked a new car and a new track to play on multiplayer. It's gets more tricky because the cars are a wee bit more harder to control, I suppose, because you've got so much fast speed as well as less dexterity. You can see next to each of the car, that one is a car, can you see the little symbol next to it? That one's a crush 'em about car. That one's a car for handling around difficult tracks. That one's for speed. Okay, so we'll give the Stinger a go for the next one. What is what they call a standard race. So again, there'll be no power-ups. I do like the little people that are in the grandstands. They're quite funny. Oh, and that's the good fun of this. Can you see there's like little cans that you can hit upon? And now that corner will have an oil streak for the rest of the race, which is going to really annoy people. Myself probably included. Woo. Oh. Ah, there you go, that's what happens when you hit an oil slick. It's no good. Now I can see some people may be wondering if you struggle with the orientation of this game, because normally when you play top-down stuff, it's one direction fits all. The way how the camera swings around, it's really clever how it does it, because you don't feel like it's swinging too quickly or that you're at the wrong camera angle for stuff. I mean, occasionally, like with this track's got gradient on it, so some of the corners feel a bit more cambered than others. And maybe sometimes the camera slightly offsets that, but never much to the detriment of the game itself. It's quite easy to work out exactly where you should be going, and you go left, right, left, right. So that unlocks me a couple of different events and so on. So we've done a standard face. Now we've got Shallock Sands in reverse for a reverse race of 5. These are turbo cars. You see with a little turbo next to it. Let's give that one a little go. The little people, they remind me of Playmobil characters. They're so cool. The handling, obviously, it's a racing game. You can't not speak about the handling. It's really responsive. There is enough give. Oh, it says going for an oil slick. There is enough give in these tyres so that you must brake in these corners. You can't just go round because the turning angle of the car just isn't good enough. But yeah, just caping to the apex isn't necessarily the best way round these tracks. I mean, through that type of corner, yes it is, because I was able to keep my finger on the button to keep going, and that's great. Around the hairpin, sometimes it's better to go in a little bit sharp, a bit like that, and hit the brake slightly. The car just is a little bit more responsive and you spend less time in the corner. Now around these specific races there's 2 different cans that you can see. The blue ones are the oil ones that will then smack oil onto the track. The red ones are explosives that when you hit them they've got a countdown of about 2 seconds roughly, 2 or 3 seconds. Oh dear. And when you do hit those, they explode and they will cause damage to your car up above, and your car gets damaged whenever you knock something, be it a barrier or another car. And just above where you can see the times on the left hand side of the screen is that damage marker. Get that blooming bit again. I'm going to be in a bit of trouble now. I forgot to go to the pits to redo my boost. Well, that was fortunate. See, for that corner it pays to be really, really tight and naughty because of where the oil slicks are. The oil slicks are very well placed, and you can see that that's like a little bit of gravel stuck on the track. That does slow you down as well, so you pick the optimal route through. Just. Okay, that unlocks the reverse of that, and stage 2. Or, yeah, stage 2 of the career. So what have we got here? Palm Coast Elimination. Bob bomb. Now, Elimination is exactly what you think it is. Now, that's a car. I feel like we need turbo for these. Elimination, obviously, last one place gets kicked out. Don't need much in the way of rules for that. Each track has its own layout differences, and it will have like a long and a short version, some of an oval version. You see that one? The blue one there was spraying water. I hit a red one. Did you hear it explode? Okay, so elimination starts after the first lap. Bob bomb. Go, 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 go! Yvonne has gone. I do like the fact that they're like trying to make out it's like real people in these cars. It's hilarious. It's like hyper realistic. Reminds me of the way how Blur was, where it's all hype, it's pretending to be realistic when it really isn't. I think that's a cool little way to be. Well, I think I'm okay for this one. Is that car called Giovanni Lama? If so, awesome. So we're down to the podium trios. Reminds me of Gene Rally, actually, as well, in a way, where, but from a top-down perspective. Arnie Schnell is out. So that'd be a win for me. That unlocks elimination for me in the Lightning car. Ah, there we go. I was on, when you replay it, it's on hard. Makes all the sense now. So, now that you've seen what stage 1's like, now to go to stage 2, around Stone Lake for a time trial, and you'll see noticeably these cars will be slightly different. Gotta love those people. You just see it's just a step up slightly, and now actually, instead of just braking for corners, it's drifting. And look at the way how the boost is administered. So all of a sudden it goes from being really precise and innocent with how you do stuff. Not innocent, I know what I mean. Bronze time. yeah, you hopefully can visibly see all around. Ah, silver. Okay, so for this lap, I'm not going to use any booster tool. Bends down the track side, so that I can recapture it, and then for my lap 4 or 5, I can have a good go at the gold. Is the plan. Oh! Won't be getting gold on this lap. Love that over the top. When you do the turbo. It's just one of those games that you just can't help but smile at. Even if it is a challenge. Buggered it. Ah well, silver's okay for now. Unlocks things for me, that will do. There we are, a reverse race. So the racing, I will go back to wearing or driving my handling car. Can you see? It's great how... Oh dear. That worked out remarkably well for me. Can you see how this course, we was doing it one way, in Class A, or stage 1, sorry, racing. Now we're reverse in stage 2, and it's like a completely different track. And you can see just how the cars in stage 2 are reacting differently to it. Oil slick. Although we're not showcasing the multiplayer stuff today, it does cater for 1 to 4 people locally. That's me just, can you see I'm cycling through the different cameras that were available there, just so that if you do get confused you can have it, but I find it more confusing that way, which is why I went off and then had to change back, so you can have the camera so that it actually just follows, keeps you in the middle, but I find that harder to deal with. But yeah, everything that we're unlocking you can then play in single player, free mode. There is also a championship mode as well as this career mode. So that you can have all the points on the side that keep popping up. They'll actually matter when you're in the championship mode. And you can do the championships in split screen. Did you hear that little explosion from the red one that I just pushed about? Oh, someone else has just done one as well. It's not helped me. And we're playing just on normal difficulty. There is a harder difficulty, which is what you saw on the very first race of this, where you could see I was quite clearly being hassled. But I mean, these types of games, whilst this has a very good single player option which keeps you well amused, and 60% I'd say, if not a little bit more, of the trophies and achievements are single player based. These types of games they come into their own when you're in multiplayer. As you can see, the graphics is running smoothly. No screen tearing, no dramas, apart from me in the wall. Might actually lap someone in a second. The further up the class you go, or the stages you go, the longer the races are. Hey, win! Elimination. At least you can see that loading times are very quick as well in general. He says, I think the game's crashed. Hilarious. Well, that essentially is Bang Bang Racing anyway. That's the first crash I've ever had of the game, to be honest. I thoroughly enjoy it. I will give it 2 massive thumbs up, and yeah, if anyone likes these types of cutesy races, top-down races, harking back to the old tiddly games of old, on the old 8 and 16-bit machines, you could not go far wrong than trying out Bang Bang Racing. You guys will take care. We'll be back for a multiplayer viewing of this at a later date, but till then, keep on gaming. Bye for now.